Welcome to the CEO Crowd Show. It's your host and coach, Rebecca Nesbit, and this is episode 100. Y'all, real talk, this has come around so fast. I have spoken about what episode 100 could be in the last two podcasting accountability groups I've been at over the past 2 months and came up with so many ideas. We could do a giveaway, we could have a marketing strategy for reviews, we could add a jingle. And here we are, it's episode 100. None of those things have happened. Such is life and entrepreneurship. So I feel like that really perfectly places this episode to be one of reflection and looking back before striding forwards. There truly is a new beginning in the air. Should I listen to my tarot cards and also to my intuition? And I truly don't know what comes next. And I certainly didn't know all of the things that were going to have happened in the last 99 episodes when I recorded the first one. So life changes, entrepreneurship takes all its fun dips, dives, and dodges. And that's what we're going to talk about today is a few of the really practical things that I learned along the way that are very unsexy in today's world. Marketing would hate it because we live in a world of six figures in 60 minutes with this masterclass. And I believe what we really need is we need some real talk from people that have been in the game for a few years and essentially have been in this position of it's just me and my laptop. I'm chasing all these gurus and I'm trying to figure it out. So if that's you, then this is perfect for you. You might be at the very beginning and you're not sure what lies ahead. This is your warning. And you also could be someone who has been in the game for a really long time and you just need someone else to say the thoughts that you're thinking out loud because I don't hear these things often and I really wish I did. I wish that they were more commonplace and more people were speaking some real talk over entrepreneurship and what it really is and what it really can be because it can be the most magical and amazing experience. I've been very blessed with my journey of entrepreneurship and where I am now, but it can also be the place where you have to find the most motivation, grit, and energy just to get through a day. So, this is a little different, I believe, from many of the previous episodes that really shine a light on the excitement and they're there to help you be motivated and can give you tactics and strategy. And I believe that we've not lost strategy today, it's very clear, but it's probably going to be a little bit deeper than usual, and I'm here for it. So let's get started with some of the shifts, three of the shifts that I made. The first was really in this area of just me and my laptop, like I just said. That's kind of how it started for me. I actually started the podcast in December 21, and I was working for Lani Nalu, who was my original coach, and she is Wonder Woman. She's amazing, and I'm forever grateful for her. She's a light in the world, and although she's not coaching at the moment, she just remains this source of positivity and love, and it really radiates. And I was working for her. I was working with women who were investing $10,000 in coaching programs, who wanted to become coaches. They were all doing all the things. They launched the podcasts, and there I was sitting as one of the coaches without a podcast. And I thought, well, this will not do. So I do believe if you've been here for any length of time, you'll know this. If you're going to coach something, you better be doing it because then you can actually give real lived experience and advice. So that is what I did. I started the podcast and I decided that I was going to go all in with it at the beginning because everyone in my community that I was a part of was doing it. Peer pressure 101. So I started the podcast. It had so much like excitement and energy. Obviously, along the way, if the math be mathing, you'll see we took some breaks. And when I reinvigorated the energy for these shows as the CEO crowd, really stepped into something very different. And it was really that transition which speaks to this idea of support because it became not just me and my laptop. At the beginning, it felt like it, even though I was in a community of women, I was a coach, so I was kind of separate. I was in this weird middle ground, and it was actually often very challenging. And I felt really, really lonely. And when I transitioned out of that role, I just thought that's how I was going to feel as an entrepreneur. So that's really what I modeled my business off of. And it wasn't healthy, but it was all that I knew. So the answer really was in support. And a lot of people wonder why we transitioned to the CEO crowd. I was in high ticket one-to-one coaching, things were going well. We were, 9K days, that was sick. But there was always something missing, and it was that real community feel. I had never really had that, and I really wanted it, and I couldn't see what I wanted modeled for me, and that was a real problem. So I decided to create it myself, and it was because of this shift in we are not meant to do this alone. I couldn't do it all alone. I needed coaches, mentors, support, referral partners, help, affiliates at some points to be able to grow, and to grow in a way that was fun, and not just me late at night Googling, how do I create a marketing strategy? What is a marketing strategy? What is branding? How do I choose brand colors? Where do I find palettes? How do I upload my podcast? Like, it wasn't just me anymore. It became this collaborative effort of all of the people that I knew. And I had to get really okay with making big asks and asking people for support. And then I realized that in me doing that, it opened up so much that I wanted to give that gift to other people. And that's where the CEO crowd and our networking events, that's where they all came about. But it's because it was such a huge shift for me. And I think to take this concept of support one step further, we also now have a small team that we didn't at the beginning. That was for sure. It was literally just me and my laptop and nothing else, because I didn't let anything else in. Now we are a whole community. There's over 280 of us, which is the coolest thing. And we have two genuine guardian angels in our support team. We have a virtual coordinator and a lead gen specialist. Should you wish for referrals, just DM me and I will send them your way. They are the coolest people, and without them, my business would still run. This is accurate, but my life wouldn't run as well. I wouldn't be nearly as fulfilled or excited or happy. It's allowed me to step into being someone very different as a leader, and that's been the coolest experience. So, support is not just friendships, it's also, do you have people that are on your team? Do you have those one-to-one coaches? Do you have those people that are working within your business to help you? Because that's really what elevates your business. And this then begs the question of investments and who to invest in, was really the second topic that I wanted to touch on today, because we are in a space online where things are so skewed, where it is very normal to give someone a house down payment for a program that's going to transform your life, when it doesn't, or you have any problem with it, then it's your mindset. And I think that's really demotivating in the space. It's really hard when you perceive yourself to be a really good and coach of integrity and someone who's honest. It can be really hard then when you do encounter people who charge significant amounts of money for their programs and you get very, very little, and you're told that you're the problem. And very rarely is that true. Um, so with that, on the point of investments, I really became kind of the investor in the anti-guru, maybe. I don't so much look to people with big names anymore. I definitely used to. And it got me a lot of likes on social media. It never really brought me a client though. Whereas working with a lead gen specialist has brought me many clients. Working with a virtual assistant has brought me so much time back in my own life. Quite often, people that charge inordinate amounts of money for something that's very intangible, they don't have the ROI. They just don't. And I believe that there are great coaches out there and you will get significant ROI. I have a wonderful coach in Parinaz Shams. I know I've spoken about her before, and she's been on the show twice, or 3 times. I adore her and we're very close friends. She is wonderful. The ROI on her advice is insane. But I have not found that in people that I've paid 10 times the amount of money that I've paid her. So when you're looking at your investments, what I would advise is look for one-to-one if you can, done for you services if you can, and be super conscious of very big purchases that don't actually give you anything tangible, because that's where we lost a lot of money. And I say we, myself and my husband, invested $25,000 in a program where we kind of joke that some of them are like our 25K friends. Because really what we got from that is a few very close friendships and really beautiful people. But what we experienced on the inside of that program taught me so much about what I don't want to create in business. And I don't want to name names. If you know, you know. But that's why when it comes to investments, kind of gone like anti-guru style, because you will always get more from someone one-to-one who is there with you and who is passionate. And I think that when people scale to such a level, it loses something for you. And if it's not directly about you, directly about your business, directly about what you're experiencing, then you're the one that has to connect the dots and you don't have all of the information to do that. So what I would advise is, like I said, one-to-one where you can, or at least programs that offer one-to-one support. Like, even when it comes to courses, I'm still a huge fan of courses, chronic course buyer. I love a course. I'm looking at one right now. I think it's $700. And I'm like, I really want to do this course. How am I going to fit it into my life? The time, all the things. But I love a good course. The only thing that's put me off that course is that I don't know if there's a live element. They don't make that very clear. So I have to like email them and check, because if there's not a live element, I won't do it. I know myself. I won't do it, because if there's no live check-in, if it's just self-paced and do the video program at your own time, I won't do it. No. If there's no one keeping me accountable, everything else will take precedent, which is why a lot of what we do in the CEO crowd community is all live. We don't record everything. We record certain things, but we don't record everything, because if there's a recording, people don't go. They're like, oh, don't want to go to that masterclass today. Kids are sick. I'm tired. Had a long day. They don't go. So when I'm making investments now, I'm very clear that I want to be live. If it is a group program, I want to be live so that I can actually be in the live energy and have some accountability. Or I want it to be one-to-one, or a mashup of two, if a mashup of one and two, if you're being smart. And the third thing that I would look for is, if I'm looking for support with my business, I want it to be done for you. So I want our lead generation to be done for me. I don't want to have to touch that, because I have so much service to do on the other end. If I want to maintain that level of service, something has to give. And virtual assistants, I want to be able to take things and do all of the things that I want to do with them admin wise, so I don't have to spend 2-3 hours doing different tasks. Hugely beneficial. So really make those investments with support in mind. And then I think all this culminates really in, we're all just trying to figure it out. Everyone, even the gurus, they're trying to figure out how they make more money or reach more people, or do more things. And when we're stuck in this space of like, oh, I'm just trying to figure out, it's so challenging if you don't have the support in place, if you haven't invested in quote unquote the right things for you at this time. But I do think something that we overlook when we're trying to figure it out is the concept of patience. And that's the third thing that I really learned along this journey, is patience pays. And we're in this world, like I said at the beginning, of 6 figures and 60 minutes and a 1 hour masterclass. You got this. When actually, sometimes we need time to grow into who we're going to be. And To speak of my first ever coach, this is perfect and divine. Lani used to always say, if you got everything you wanted in your lap right now, you would lose it all because you haven't developed the skills to hold it. And she was so right. In all areas of my life. I know for a fact if I had met my husband a year earlier, oh, no way, no way. I had no level of awareness. There was absolutely no way that would have worked because my husband's like hyper aware, divine masculine human. I was just, oh, I was so masculine and driven and like this, pa, that it would just have not matched. And it's the same with business. I remember getting in January of this year 21 clients in 1 month. And then in February, I was like, I have so much to hold. This is all I wanted. And now I need help. And that's when we got our virtual coordinator because I was like, I can't hold it all by myself. And that's because we need to have patience and to build over time and to grow sustainably. No one's talking about that. They're talking about how you can get money into your bank account as soon as possible. No one's talking about how you keep it there 6 months later. And I want to instill in you, if you're feeling like you're in this place of, but it's not coming and I'm waiting and I'm trying and I'm doing all the things and it's hard, let it take time. It's not comfortable. It's not what you want to hear. Keep doing the work. Keep learning. Find the right mentors for you. Invest in the correct support. Find a support system. And that really, all of those things have become key to the CEO crowd and what we have now. This show started out as the Soul Happy Success Show over 99 episodes ago. And as we have shifted, as I have shifted as an entrepreneur, but as we've shifted into the CEO crowd, we really prioritize those three things. How do we support people like they've not been supported anywhere else? How do we make this investment so incredibly valuable, but keep it at a ticket of 997? And then how do we give people the time? And that's why we switched to our annual membership. So it has been a journey this last 99 episodes and including this 100. And it has been full of its own ups and downs. But if I could give you any of my hindsight, it would be these three things. It would be invest in support. And whether that is with time or money, it doesn't matter. When you're making financial investments, even Zoom agrees. When you're making financial investments, then prioritize things that have one-to-one or done-for-you services where you can get that. Or if you can't find those things and you can't stretch the budget to those things, look for group programs that also have capacity to give you that one-to-one support. And if you're looking at a program, make it live, if possible. Replays will only ever take you so far because you're not in the energy, you're not in the room. Sometimes you won't even watch them because there's no accountability. And then the third thing is give it time. Give yourself patience. I know that it's hard and I know that you want it all right now. But if you could hold it all right now, you'd probably have it all right now. So there are things to be learned along the way. And the sooner that you surrender to the process of there are things that I still need to learn, that I need to finesse, that I need to know, contacts that I need, whatever it might be, the faster you'll start to go. And that's something that we've really learned here in the last 6 months. So I hope that that hindsight was useful. Of course, we have crafted the CEO Crowd membership around all of these things. And as always, you're invited to hang out with us. But we do have an offer, which is kind of pre the membership, that I encourage you to check out, especially if you're someone who's considering what investments you make and you want to just make sure it's the right vibe for you. I would recommend checking out our networking events first. Come along for free on a Monday, hang out with us. See if it feels like the right place for you, because all of you is welcome here. And if that's the community that you're looking for, one of support, one that's live, one that's really caring, then that's what you will find at our CEO Crowd networking events. And we would love to have you. So until next time, I'll be over here thinking of episode 101 and believing in you.